Squad. It is your girl Jordan Cut. I'm back with another mother freaking video on my mother freaking channel. So guys, I just want to apologize for sounds in the background previously to this video. So today guys, I'm just gonna be doing a video of how my life changed within 4 months. My life changed dramatically in so many different ways in 4 months, guys. It's been a crazy roller coaster, but by the grace of God, you know, I'm still here and I'm still doing great. So the first big thing, we're just gonna jump into the video, but yeah, before we get any further into this video, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share this video so we can become a bigger family. And follow me on Instagram. It will be in the description box down below. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So guys, when everything first happened, it was my birthday, the day before my birthday. April 9th. My birthday is April 10th, but I wasn't aware of what was happening until April 10th. On April 9th, my sister, we took my sister to the hospital to have her baby, and I love babies. I just love them. So we took my sister to the hospital to have her baby, and she came back home that same night with no baby. She had the baby, but the baby wasn't with her. And what I mean by that is the baby was stillborn. The baby's name was Santana Huntley. Santana Reyes Huntley. He was born the day before my birthday. And I don't feel like my birthday is a sad time now. I feel like it's also a time to celebrate his life. You know, Santana, like I was saying, it's hard to lose a baby, and when stuff like that happens, it's just a time that you grieve, and it's just a time that you grieve, and it's not the best time of your life. So Santana died. After that, I was depressed. For quite a while, I had depression due to not going to school because of coronavirus, Santana dying, all this stuff going through my head. When will I be able to have someone to talk to? When will I be able to go back to school, to talk to my friends, to talk to my counselors at school, to talk to all the people I was used to talking to? And I just was wondering, when will that time come back? Because I really missed that, and I really needed that. And him dying during the pandemic was horrible. Even if he was alive, we couldn't go to the hospital to see him. They had a picture of him, but they suggested that we not look because he was purple and he was all different kinds of colors, and that just that would be an image that would stay in your head. So I still have yet to look at the picture, but when I get older, I would like to. After Santana died, May came. May was a okay month, and then June. June was one of the hardest months for me. Between April and June, it was either going to be April that was the hardest month because I lost the month, but also June, July, and now August. June 12th, I believe, I went to the doctor's because I was peeing a lot, and my mom didn't know what was wrong with me, and she, out of the middle of the night, she just set me up an appointment because they were worried about my kidneys. So they checked my kidneys. They had to prick my finger and do a blood sugar test. They did that, and the blood sugar test read high. When it reads high, that means it's over 600. and the nurse just gave me a hug and said, we gotta go check this on the computer. So they checked it on the computer. I'm not really sure how high my blood sugar was. All I know that it was more than 600, which is hard. Editing Jordan here. My cousin kept interrupting. I edited out the first time he interrupted, but I stopped the camera this time, so that's why it seems like very gappy during that time. I was saying stuff about the baby. But, yeah, because he kept busting in the room, and I'm like, stop, I'm trying to film a video, so I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, my blood sugar was higher than 600, so immediately my doctor got on the phone with a specialist, an endocrinologist, because your blood sugar shouldn't be higher than that. Your blood sugar should be somewhere from 70 to 100, and mine was over 600. So immediately they had to rush me to the hospital during a pandemic. All of this is still during COVID-19, and during a pandemic, they had to rush me to the hospital, and then I was supposed to be admitted to the hospital for a couple of days, but by the grace of God, I was able to go back home that same night. But at the hospital, they put me an IV in. They ran a whole bunch of tests, a whole bunch of blood work tests, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff. The next day, I went to the endocrinologist doctor's office, which is a diabetes specialist doctor. And yes, then and there I had been diagnosed with diabetes. My whole world came down when I heard that, because juvenile diabetes is something serious, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna go about this, because like I said, diabetes is something really serious, and a lot of people make jokes of it like that's a bag of diabetes, but when you get deep into diabetes, it's hard. So that whole day after I left the hospital, that whole day after Saturday, I went to the hospital on a Friday. That next Saturday, the whole office was closed, but they had one nurse in there just for me, because we had to get this done. I mean, there was no waiting, nothing. There was no waiting. Had to get this done right away. So when I went to the doctor's, I met with my nurse, my wonderful nurse. Her name is Kristen. She's so sweet. But that was one of the hardest days, guys. Learning and getting all of that information of diabetes, the calculations, watching your food, your diet, all this different stuff going through your head, and all information just in 4 hours, all that information getting jammed into your head. By the time I left there, I was yet still confused, and I had a headache. But I learned a lot, and fast forward almost 2 months, or not almost, fast forward 2 months later, I'm here now. But that's not the only thing. There was more stuff that happened. So continuing with my diabetes, I am on insulin. I was taking huge amounts of insulin because my numbers were so high. Now my numbers were ranging between, like, at very first my numbers were ranging between 400 and 200, and now my numbers are ranging between 70 and 150, which is really good. And like I said, by the grace of God, everything worked out great. I'm healthy. You know, I can't complain. The shots, a lot of diabetics may not tell you this, But the insulin shots, you get really scared at first. Giving yourself your own shots. Either get them in the fat of your arm, your stomach, or the fat of your leg. I started off being the only one giving me my shots. No one else could do that. Eventually, I was getting scarring. I was getting bubbles everywhere that I was giving myself an insulin shot. So eventually, I did have to let my mom do it. And still to this day, my mom does it. I only do my shots when I'm forced to because my stomach, I don't know if you guys can see what you can, but my stomach is really sensitive to it. Oh, right there. But my stomach's really sensitive to it, and during all of this, I had lost 40 pounds. I've gained 20 of those 40 pounds back, but that was expected. But yesterday I had a appointment, but we're not gonna get that just yet. So then after that, I was getting my nighttime overnight insulin, and the numbers, I was getting a whole bunch of insulin. Thank God they went down on my insulin, and now I'm taking much less insulin, and everything is just working out for my good. Everything is just great, and it's all working out just how I wanted it to. Another part, I got a Dexcom in my arm. It's currently in my arm right now. This is a continuous glucose monitor. I got that instead of pricking my finger because I have thin fingers, and I don't know if you can see, but this exposure is really high. Where your finger is supposed to come out, my finger goes in. So my fingers are really thin, and it was hurting, and I wasn't getting enough blood to be able to fill the strip. So that was really hard. I got all these scares, all this stuff. The worst part about having diabetes is you have to plan every single one of your meals. I can't just go to Chick-fil-A, order a number 3, and then just eat it straight away. I have to make sure my blood sugar is good, my insulin is good, and I have to take insulin. But yesterday, guys, I got some good news. I got the news that I'm type 2 diabetic. I'm not type 1 diabetic. So yeah, I'm type 2 diabetic, and which means I'm not totally insulin dependent. So my body does make its own insulin. It just doesn't make enough. So I am still taking insulin shots. I may get an insulin pump. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, I'm still getting insulin shots, and still a lot. But if I exercise and do some major life changes in what I eat and all that stuff, I can get rid of diabetes, and I will only have to take insulin a little bit. So yeah, that's not all that's happened. About a month ago almost, my cousin moved in with us. But that's not a hardship. I was happy that she moved in with us, which meant I have someone to talk to. I had someone that could listen to me, and everything was great. But that's basically how my life changed within 4 months. This is not here. I'm not here. This video is not here to complain. This video is just to let you guys know, what I've been going through, because I seem fine, which I am fine, but there was a lot of stuff that was hidden behind the camera, and eventually I had to come out and tell you guys. So yeah, a lot's been happening, but I'm doing great now. I'm in a great stage of my life, no longer going through depression, but yet sometimes my feelings do get hurt, and yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, and comment down below. Team Jordan. And I love you guys. And thank you for watching this video. The story time of how my life changed within 4